turnover points. They're giving up too many, turnover points to MAPUA. MAPUA has been hustling. MAPUA has been doing everything right. And true enough, in the second quarter, just when Coach Franklin wanted to see, a better executing team, the San Beda turned the ball over 5 times in that quarter alone.
Well, there are a couple of bright spots for San Beda. One of them is Dave Marcelo, who already has a double-double. He has 12 points in the ball game to go along with 10 rebounds. And for MAPUA, their team captain, Erwin Cornejo, played a great first quarter, scoring 10 points. He has a total of 12 in the ball game. He has also been distributing the ball with 3 assists. So here are your leading scorers. Cornejo with 12. Abda has been playing well so far, 8 points. As we enter the third quarter of play, San Beda versus MAPUA. MAPUA up by 4. Here's Garvo Lanete. Lanete, acrobatic shot through the foul. He will go to the line.
Well, it's a good thing, that he was fouled that time because he was going nowhere. 2 guys challenged that shot of his, and good enough, Lanete got fouled, so he sees himself on the line right now. I think the big question here is I am very sure that San Beda got a mouthful from their coach in the second half, in the huddle a while ago. But then again, let's see, how much it has affected their play here in the second half.
San Beda going with Dave Marcelo, Garvo Lanete, Borgie Hermida, JP Mendoza, and Jake Pascual.
This is the only time that you see Jake Pascual back in the ball game. He started out the ball game, but then again, we haven't seen any more of him.
Well, maybe with these rookies coming in from San Beda, what could be the effect on Jake Pascual, a guy who played a lot last year? I mean, with guys coming in like Dave Semerad and Kyle Pascual, how does Jake Pascual adjust to the addition of more firepower to the San Beda squad?
Well, it should make him better, considering that, that they have more firepower and everything. That the guard, the opponents will guard more people. But then again, it's not the case for Jake Pascual. As we said, Jake Pascual has been struggling, in their first 2 games.
Jake Pascual averaging 5.5 points per game so far.
Great hustle that time by Jay Mendoza.
Here's Borgie missing on that fast break attempt. Mendoza missing as well. Here comes MAPUA. They have been running, Coach.
Yep, they have been running. That's exactly the way they want to beat San Beda. They like to beat San Beda at their own game, which is running. And that's one thing that has been lacking here in this ball game. San Beda has had a hard time, trying to run. If I'm not mistaken, I only remember 1 fast break. And nothing else. And that's the reason why probably they are struggling here in this ball game.
And another reason has been the stellar play of this guy, Erwin Cornejo, knocking down his 3rd 3-point basket of the game. He leads all scorers now with 15 points.
Yep. They have to make sure that they start looking for Cornejo because he will be a recipient of a lot of plays here, considering that he's shooting very well.
Playing in his final year for MAPUA. Stevens overcooks that shot.
And if I'm not mistaken, a foul by San Beda that time. They sandwich Cornejo. Cornejo, the shortest guy amongst the 3. That includes Jake Pascual and of course Marcelo. And still, Cornejo, had possession of that ball, and that's the reason why he's on the line.
I'm surprised that MAPUA has been going down to Stevens at the post. We haven't seen that a lot.
Well, it seems like, they feel that Stevens has an advantage posting up Borgie Hermida. And I do believe also that that's one way of probably making Borgie Hermida play defense on its man.
Borgie Hermida so far leading San Beda in scoring with 16 points in the first 2 games.
Not today.
Not today yet. Borgie Hermida only with 2 points. No field goals yet.
Yeah, Stevens has had a good time, had a good time at trying to defend Borgie Hermida.
And this was last year's San Beda starting unit. Hermida de la Rosa, Jake Pascual, Dave Marcelo, and Garvo Lanete. Marcelo, tough shot by Marcelo, who already has a double-double. Here comes Stevens.
Well, Marcelo never had a good look at the basket that time. He didn't have the angle probably to convert the shot.
And looky here, Stevens again at the post against Hermida. Oh! An emphatic rejection by Marcelo.
Well, they've been ready for it. They have been ready for it, and that's the reason why Marcelo stayed behind, did not follow his man on the weak side, and he got that block. Because they were ready for that play.
And Jake Pascual having some words for Stevens. Look at that block by Dave Marcelo. Oh, whoa! Stevens was holding on to Jake Pascual's leg.
And that's the reason why they call a deliberate foul on him.
Well, Stevens is a tough guy. I mean, that's not the first time I've seen him, you know, hold somebody's leg or say some words. He's not intimidated.
Andre Stevens on his second year, right?
Yes. And he talked about Coach Frankie Lim at halftime. Maybe we can get something from EJ Gamboa with this Samsung courtside update. But before that, let's see the free throws of Jake Pascual. So hang on there, EJ. All right, EJ, go ahead.
Thanks, Anton. Well, the Red Lions are trying their very best to respond to the call of Coach Frankie, which is to bounce back in the ballgame. And their effort is very evident in the last minutes of second quarter. But in the dugout, Coach Frankie once again reminded them the tendencies of starting out soft and the effects of it. As for the second half, Coach Frankie wants the boys to have more discipline inside the court. Don't settle for pwede na, and most especially battle for the ball. If they are firing up in their trainings, then they must fire twice in times like this. Back to you, Anton and Tunichi.
Thank you, EJ, for that Samsung courtside update. Samsung turn on tomorrow. So starting off soft is a problem for San Beda, and that's what Coach Frankie emphasized at halftime.
Yes, and I think, you know, that's because of complacency, because of the way they won the first two games. Maybe that could be a factor.
Well, that seems to be the common problem of big teams like even San Sebastian. When they have big leads, they tend to relax. And San Beda here, but they cannot relax against MAPUA, who has been tagged the dark horse of this year's NCAA tournament.
Definitely not against MAPUA. With the way, it's the first time I see MAPUA here this season, and you know, I am impressed by the way they're playing right now.
MAPUA up by 5, 41-36, and this time they were trying to post TG Guillermo on Garbo, who had good defense on him. Mangajas, good pass to Pascual. Pascual for 3, boom, baby!
Oh, great that time. That was a great play that time. You know, what a setup by MAPUA. But then again, Guillermo had to give up that foul.
Jason Pascual in his 4th season for MAPUA. Let's go over to the side of the Cardinals with Stephanie C with this Samsung courtside update. Stephanie?
With the MAPUA Cardinals leading at the end of the first half, the game isn't over, and Coach Chito doesn't want his boys to relax as he reminds them to keep focused. Sabi nga niya, don't look at the score. We must maintain our defense, and we have to sustain our defense. By controlling the rebound, saying no to frustration, and maintaining their focus, the MAPUA Cardinals are ready to surprise and live up to their dark horse billing. Anton?
Thank you, Stephanie, for that Samsung courtside update. Samsung turn on tomorrow. Well, when first Chito, when Chito Victolero first came in MAPUA, he saw that the kids had a future, you know, and he was very delighted to be coaching the school that he played for, and he would like, his biggest wish is for this team to go back to the Final Four.
Which I think, you know, they will be able to with the way they have been playing here. And as I said, you know, if they post an upset today, then everybody will start saying that, you know, hey, we have to take this team seriously. Not the way they were taken last year. See? When they were taken lightly, I believe.
MAPUA trying to make it back to the Final Four after missing out last season in NCAA season 85. What a really tough start, Coach. I mean, they were at 112. They won their last 5 games. And Coach Chito was telling me that NCAA season 86 started for his MAPUA team last season pa, when they won their last 5 games.
Well, I think that's how it was. See, and good enough, because he sees the fruits of his labors here today.
And we see Erwin Cornejo driving on this replay. Cornejo serving living up to his billing as MAPUA's leader and team captain.
And he has been doing it, he has been, doing it and leading them by example here in this ball game.
16 points now for the captain, Erwin Corn.